society. The governments up here, they don't represent you, right? They don't have your community's interest at heart. And when you try and protest at the injustices that your side of the community is suffering at the hands of the heavy-handed young Catholics, young nationalists like yourself, teenagers, kids, unarmed, have been shot and killed like dogs in the street in cold blood. Well, something just snapped. And for all these Catholics who said, look, let's go down the route of peace, they just said, to hell with, and that's let us meet fire with fire. And these young nationalists, young Catholics all over Northern Ireland after Bloody Sunday, they were full of 1972, and the families of the people who were killed had been told for years and years, your father, your brother, your friend, your son was a terrorist, had a weapon, shot at the British soldiers, and these family members claimed no, they didn't. And the late 90s, another inquiry was set up, and it took them 11 years to finish the inquiry. And in 2010, the inquiry was finalised. It was given to the British Prime Minister at that time, as a guy called David Cameron. He read it, and he stood up in British Parliament, and there was big screen TVs all around the city of Derry, because they knew the findings were going to come out. And David Cameron, he stood up, and in front of the entire world, he said, he said they were killed unlawfully and unjustifiably. And he admitted that it was basically the fault of the British soldiers, and he apologised. And the relief that went around Derry that day for these people who for 38 years have been trying to clear their families' names, you cannot put it into words, right? You cannot put it into words. Anyway, guys, sorry, I know that was a lot of talking, a lot. Yeah, whether you knew nothing about the Northern Irish conflict, or you knew one is square on top and the other one has a small little peak. That's King Cormac's Chapel. There's also this big thing, which is actually, that was a massive Celtic cross, and there's two schools of thought. One, it was round. Now, one of the things that causes great debate is, why is the door 12 feet off the end up in the side wall of the tower? So if you look, now we'll see it now, I'll have to take off my, well, you'll see the doorway. Can you see the doorway through the trees? Yeah, that's it. That's not a window, that's the doorway. And it's quite high up. The question is, why is the doorway so high up? Now, anybody care to? So, in error, some fella put out that the reason that or it wasn't worth it, one or the other. And they came to Ireland. It said they never came to Ireland. I have a funny feeling they probably did, but like that, it wasn't worth their efforts. There was no vast jewels or gold or anything to warrant the extra travel. So they said, you know, it's fair enough, leave that where it is. So Ireland and Scotland remained pagan. Well, Rome was pagan as well. Rome was only pagan until the year 280 odd, when a certain Roman, some people love him, but in Ireland he is probably the most hated man in Irish history. He had no, he basically was an extreme Protestant, and he just wanted to eliminate Catholics as soon as possible. So when he came here with his army, he had a very distinct battle cry, and his battle cry was this: to hell or to Connacht, paving your land. If you, on the other hand, decide that no, you're going to trans your lot and I will kill everybody. Once you decide to go into battle with me, don't start waving white flags. wasn't stopping. No. We could have had a long.
Between the rocks up hills and mountains and started building those stupid walls. The walls went nowhere and they served absolutely no purpose whatsoever. It was just the fact, as I said already, that the British politicians did not want to be seen to be giving Irish people charity, so they made them go out and work, and that was the work they had to do. Go into the fields, break up the rocks and start carrying the rocks up hills and mountains and start building those stupid walls. So they are known as the penny walls.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Now guys, there's another 15th century castle over there to your left. Well, it's not, it's a tower house, sorry. It's on a little place called Muckinish. Now Muckinish is two Irish words stuck together and they mean Pig Island. So Muck is an Irish word, it means pig, P-I-G, and Inish is island, so it's called Pig Island. There you go, Muckinish. you ever do fancy coming down, why not? Have a great bit of laugh. So you go into the Matchmaker pub, it's up here on your right hand side. Wires down, my God. So there's the Matchmaker pub coming up here to your right. See the multicolours there? And you see Willie himself at the front of the pub. Chopping the beard just there now to your right. There's Willie himself. Now, so this is where it all happens. As I said, during this festival, the people are out drinking and dancing in the middle of the street here. And there's be trailers of trucks with bands playing them as well. It does be fantastic, honest to God.
Et je pensais pas qu'il s'appelait le matchmaker bar carrément quoi. Non, c'est l'expliqué en gros après quand il fait partir les grands grots, il fait matcher deux personnes.
Bro, now Wi-Fi is on.
Ils les envoient
Yeah, bro.
ensemble. Et alors avant il y avait un chaperon avec un mec, ouais. Maintenant c'est plus le cas je pense, mais avant il y avait un chaperon. Là c'est pas tenté, je peux prendre les deux. C'est pas grave, léger. Regarde. Quand on redescendra des falaises de gauche, je prendrai. Et quoi alors tu veux on rentre?
Okay guys, so we're just coming up to the cliffs. Before we go up there, another story for you. This is true by the way, all my stories are true. The next story I have is about a local landowner from around here. His name was Cornelius O'Brien. Now, the farmers loved him. And the reason why they loved him was because he never evicted any farmers from his lands. So what would happen is the farmers would go to him at the end of the month and say, Cornelius, I've no rent money for you this month. So Cornelius would say, that's fine, don't worry about it. But what he would demand was a night with the farmer's wife or the farmer's daughter. So that was his way of getting his rent. His pay. Isn't that beautiful on your right hand
Wow.
side? The rapids, look at that. Guys, up the road here, I'm going to show you is a little memorial to a young chap called Michael Rice, and it goes back to dates back to on Gurtamore, the Great Hunger. So I'll tell you the story about Michael. Well, he was only 6 years of age, and he was found in the middle of the road. He's laid in between his mother and father. They lay dead on the ground. So Michael was picked up and he's brought to a workhouse. And he had a little note pinned to his chest, and it simply read, "Please feed me." Okay, there was a young chap called Michael Rice. There's a little memorial up here on your right hand side, around the next bend. And I'll slow down as we're going by it. And this scene here depicts Michael knocking on a workhouse door, and his mother on the other wall to your left is looking down on him from heaven. So this is dedicated to a young chap called Michael Rice, just there to your right. And that is the first memorial to An Gurtamore, the Great Hunger. Around the country, and believe me, he went to quite a lot. And it's clear, I mean, flags are down, so it must be open today, but whatever. There's a banquet evening every summer, every night during the summertime, I should say. It costs €50 in, and what you get for your €50 is you get to dress up the costumes you would have worn back in the 15th century. You get a meal, but you don't get any cutlery, so you got to pick it up with your fingers and eat it that way, because they wouldn't have cutlery back then anyway. Then you also get some wine. It's a drink called mead. It's a wine made from honey. And then you also get some medieval music. So all that for your €50. I believe it's a fantastic night. I've never been to it, but I believe it's a great night altogether. So guys, I'm going to drop you outside the castle and hopefully get you as close as I possibly can to it. So just get your photographs. Don't try and go into the castle because it costs you about €17. That's if it's open even. But don't try and get into it. But if you ever get a chance to come back, make sure. There's the castle now straight ahead of us, guys. I'm going to park out the main roads. Hopefully get as close as I can for you to the castle. Save you walking. Oh yeah, we'll get right down to it. Look at that. It's brilliant. So anybody needs to use toilets, guys, there's toilets across the road in the Woolen Mills. And there's toilets upstairs in the cafe, or if you walk straight through the little like a little alleyway there at the side of the Woolen Mills, the side of the coffee bar. And there's toilets just down there on your left hand side as well.
How much time we...
I'll tell you now. Come back out to me for 11:15.